What's up everybody, welcome to Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and this is part 1 of Boardgame Geek Secret Santa videos. Now, throughout the years I usually had Santas that would just, tease me a little bit, send me a gift and be done with it. But this year Santa told me that I need to do some tasks. I don't know how much of these are going to be, so I call this part 1. But after I'm finished with it, I'm just going to call them part 1 of, 2, 3, 4. I now don't know how long this will all take, but yeah. So I got an assignment, and first of all, I know everything is empty. I was not robbed. There should be games here. The sound should not be this awful, but this room is basically almost empty. And because I'm in the process of moving my filming studio and then returning it back here, but I have to redo some stuff and all that. So yeah, it is unfortunate that it's happening at this time, but I could not pick the time. So for the first task, maybe the last one, who knows, Santa said that since I told Santa I like dice, he told me that I need to get as much different dice as possible and stack them to the biggest tower I can possibly do. And after that I need to knock off that tower and count all the dice numbers and everything and decide, before I do that, I need to decide if it's going to be even or an odd number. And I need to decide on which number I'm going to open my presents as soon as I get them or wait until Christmas. So first of all, a little bit of engagement baiting. Before I start doing all of this, pause the video, leave me a comment down below. Tell me, do you think it's going to be even or odd number? That's all I need from you to ask. You just say even, odd, I'm with you brother, anything like that. And yeah, I'm gonna say, because I like odd numbers for some strange reason, and odd numbers have been following me through years. I'm gonna say that odd number, if the collection of all dice, sum of all dice, is going to be an odd number, I am going to open the presents right away. And if it's even number, I'm gonna wait until Christmas. So, now I know Santa wanted me to take the dice from all of my different games that I have with dice, but they are currently in another room, stacked one upon another, almost halfway to the ceiling. So unfortunately that's not an option, but I do have a lot of spare dice, like a lot of spare dice, all kinds of different things. There's one with numbers 5, 20, 25, something like that. There's like a critical damage. So there's this one from Warhammer that's like a direct hit, stuff like that. So, and they also have some arrows on them. Now what I figured out with these, Santa said I need to do like some I need to decide what I will do with them, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go like this. If it's arrow, the number it's pointing, that's what it's going to be, the number of this dice. And if it's a critical hit, like this one, like this thing over here, wait, let me just bring it a little bit closer to you, and I should have not. So if it's this thing, then I'm just gonna pick 3 dice around this one, and I'm gonna add those together. So that's like that. And if it's arrow, then whatever it's pointing, it's going to be there. So yeah, and I should have not been kind of squatting because my knees don't do that easily. Okay, so I have 4 of these dice with the critical hits and 15, 20. And if it's like this critical damage, if I roll this critical damage, I'm thinking about saying maybe then it will be, no matter what I count, this is always going to be an odd number, so it automatically means I have to wait until Christmas, but I don't, I want to open my presents right away. So yeah, if this one rolls a critical hit, oh, I have another one with a critical hit. So okay, if both of these roll on a critical hit, it's an even number, I don't have to count anything. But if not, these are just going to be number 1, both of them. Okay, so either one that rolls, this is going to be a number 1 because the exclamation mark on them, let me show it to you really quickly. See this exclamation mark? So it looks like 1, so it's gonna be 1. Otherwise it's 15, it's 25, something like that. Okay, so, my god, these are some awful sounds probably in here. Yeah, let's start and stack the dice. I also have like this big one, I don't know from where I got it. There's also some D20s over here. Some of them I spray painted black because I wanted to paint them in my own colors, or of my Infinity Army if I'm not mistaken, but I never did that. So let's move those weird things aside. There's also D12 in here. That's gonna be fun to stack. And let's start stacking dice. I'm gonna probably just speed up the stacking part because that's not interesting. And I'm just gonna knock off the tower at one point. Not sure when, I'll decide when it's going to happen, but... And I found another damage dice. Okay, so if any of these three damage dice, any of these three, if two of them are showing the exclamation symbol, it means it's an even number and I have to wait until Christmas. Otherwise we are just going to count the numbers. And as I said one more time, in the comments down below, do tell me what do you think the number is going to be, and will I be able to stack all of these dice? I found some D8s, that's insane. Okay, so yeah, tell me, do you think it's even or odd number? And let's start. So far so good. I think we are on a good way. I already put two of these in here somewhere, so I'm just gonna put the other two and continue stacking. And at one point I'm gonna just put this one so I can stack a little bit higher, and then I'm gonna try and finish with these ones, and I'm just gonna knock off everything and see what happens. Let's continue stacking. Okay, this tower is not going to hold any longer, so what I'm about to do, besides horrible sounds, I have some more D20s and all of that, so I'm just gonna try and, because I don't want to count, till forever, because I managed to stack a lot of dice, so I'm just gonna put few D20s up top, if they can make it. Let's move these aside, because if these go all over the place, I'm gonna try to catch them so they don't leave the table. And then we are going to see what numbers did I got. Okay, so... No, okay. Oh, it almost... Come on, let's try with this one. It almost fell over. Yeah, this is going to be full. Yeah, if I put another one, it's going to fall. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use this translucent D something, and I'm going to try to knock these over. Or should I use maybe something else? I don't have much things around here. So yeah, let's just knock the dice, like in a normal way. And then I'm gonna, of course, again speed up while I count everything and see if you maybe get double damage, so it's an even number automatically. Okay, so final decision. Do you think it's going to be even or an odd number? Tell me down in the comments below. Pause the video, tell me down in the comments below, and then come back while I knock this over and see what we got. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, all the dice are in place, nothing left the table, and now we need to go to the counting. Okay, so just to show you, I'm not cheating, and to Santa, of course, there is no like those critical damage numbers on any of the dice, which is cool. We have a stray one. This one actually is pointing toward nowhere, except the wall with the games. So this one is going to be counted as 0 because it's not pointing in any direction. Okay, so we're gonna start counting. And this was a 4. And you can count with me while I stack them over here. And yeah, let's see what... I lost the count. Now this is hard to count as you are putting dice here. So you know what I'm going to do? Okay, sorry, this one was pointing at the 2, so this one is a 2. I'm gonna put these together so I know this is like 2, 4. And then this one is a critical hit, and I said 3 dices that are nearest are going to be its score, so I'm just gonna put it like this over here, and the rest of them are just normal dice. So let's collect them all here, and then we are going to individually count all of them and see what the number is. Now I'm just gonna film it here so you can count it for yourself if you are not eager to wait, but if you are, I'll be right back as soon as I count all these, because I need to count in Croatian, because if I'm going to count in English, I'm gonna mess up something, and I don't want to do that. Okay, be back in a second. And if my calculation is correct, and I believe it is, I'm gonna check it one more time when I'm home. But all of these dice, this one is not included because it pointed in that direction. All of these dice, remember, this one is 2 because it pointed toward 2, and this one is counting these double times. So all of these come to 130, which unfortunately means that I need to wait until Christmas to open my present. Now, I don't know what the present is. Santa said something that it's already arriving, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, this was the part 1. Part 2 will of course be, at least when I receive the game, when I open the game, I'm going to show it to you what it is. But for now, we don't know what it is. So stay tuned. Check out when I come back and see how everything went. Come back in part 2 or part 3 or part 4. I don't know how many parts it's going to be. Okay, so yeah, that was that. The sound is awful, everything, but it's fun. Okay, thank you very much for spending all of this time with me. I really love you all. Thank you all for, watching these videos, and until next time. Pozdrav.